Thank you all for joining us today. I really wanted to talk to everybody about a lesson that I learned in my last 4 years of command. And it was really a lesson that I learned the hard way. And that is about the importance of self-care. I said it to years for people in all of my feedbacks and mentorship sessions that you can't pour from an empty cup. But the reality is, I didn't follow my own advice. So investing in you will actually increase your productivity and effectiveness. And there's so much research that is out there that says that. But how do you actually do self-care? Things that I've learned, again, the hard way, is the importance of sleep, diet, exercise, and emotional regulation. My friend Janelle McCauley talks a lot about mindfulness, but there's other ways to do it too. Meditation, breathing exercises, and whatever is working for you is really the importance of self-care. The number one response when you bring up self-care to leaders is typically, I don't have the time. Well, the reality is you have to make the time, because if you don't make the time, you're going to reach a point where you fail. That's either going to be fail professionally, fail personally. Worst case is death. And in my case, it was reaching a level of human exhaustion to which I would call burnout. So today I have a huge friend here that I wanted to ask the same questions to, because if my experience in the military was here, her experience as a leader in the military was here, and we just wanted to share our reflections and experiences with self-care. So General Lori J. Robinson, also known to many as Law, thank you for talking to me today about self-care. And so the first question that I wanted to ask you is, what are your thoughts on it, and why do you think it's important?
So first of all, Combo, thanks. I'm honored that you would ask me, and blessed to have had the time that I had in the military. It's important because if you're not healthy, then you can't make good decisions. It's important because if you can't think straight, then your ability to provide the best military advice to your boss, no matter who that is, isn't there. It's important, not just from a military perspective, but it's important to your family. It's important to how you deal with things inside the family, whether it's your husband, children, grandchildren. I've got grandchildren. But all of that, or your dad, your sister, your brothers, all of that. If you can't take care of yourself, all those other things suffer.
That's absolutely true. Do you have a experience or a story or a moment in your career where you struggled or failed to take care of yourself?
Oh, I do. Sadly. Over time, growing up through my Air Force career, I was in and out of working out. And for me, the passion of working out, I could always feel so much better about myself at the end of it. No matter how ugly it was, I always felt better. And I would tell you that, then that made me eat better, that made me sleep better, and all of that was really great until my last 2 years. And because of everything that I was responsible for and the things that I had to do, and quite frankly, when you go from Honolulu to Colorado, sun, no sun, cold, no cold, dark, no dark, it was very difficult. I would tell you that those last 2 years, I did not take care of myself very well. Luckily enough, I had great folks that worked with me, and I had the privilege to work with, and I was able to, make the right decisions that I needed to make when I needed to make them. But upon reflection, when I retired, I realized that I probably did not take care of myself as good as I could. I didn't work out nearly as much as I had used to. I ate okay. I slept okay. But when I retired, I realized how exhausted I was. And that's when I started taking care of myself again.
So the notion that we don't have time for it, is that true, or is it really not true and we just have to prioritize ourselves in order to go serve others?
So, that's a great way to ask that question. So what I would tell you is you do have to prioritize yourself, because at the end of the day, the better you are, the better the people you work with are, the better your decisions are, the better the organization is, and all of that. Sometimes it is hard, and you get sometimes overcome by events. Easy excuse, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
easy excuse. But you have to figure out, I really believe you have to figure out how to take care of yourself, because it makes you a better human being, which all those things that we just talked about.
When I got to go to France this past February with the International Women's Forum, and we went to INSEAD, that is really what sparked my realization of my lack of self-care for me. And what I realized was that I had taken my wing priorities and I had assumed those as my own. And what I now really want to highlight to everybody is this message about self-care and the need to prioritize our life for ourselves. And so now on the inside of the notebook that I always carry around with me, I have Samantha's priorities, not wife priorities, not mother priorities, not job priorities, but what do I need to do to be an effective person for all of those things we've already talked about? So I need to exercise just like you. And then I need to focus on sleep and then probably nutrition. And I still try to spend time every day in my own head with whatever book I'm using for reflection right now. And I appreciate the one you gave me 3 years ago. And that can take 30 seconds or it can take 30 minutes. But when somebody asks me to go do something, I look at that book and I look at those priorities and I ask if it fits in there.
Yeah.
And if it does, then I'll say yes. And if it doesn't, and I don't have the bandwidth for it right now, I have to say no, because I can't just be overcome by events, to use your terms.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the hard part, right? I mean, we can rationalize anything we want to rationalize, right? And so, I mean, I could say, I need more sleep, so I'm going to sleep today. I'm not going to go to the gym, right? Or I need to get into work early, and so I'm not going to work out. I mean, however you want to rationalize all that stuff, you can. But at the end of the day, the self-reflection and your ability to look inward and to say to yourself, am I healthy? Am I healthy in body, mind, spirit? If the answer to all of that is no, 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 or yes, no, yes, or however you want to answer it, then you have to figure out, because here's the other thing. We all have lives we're going to live. We can choose how long we're going to live by the way that we take care of ourselves, right? I mean, so I worked in the Air Force for 37 years. Well, heavens to Betsy, I hope I have another 10 or 20 more years to live. But the only way that I can do that healthily is self-care and to take care of myself so that I can have, time with children, grandchildren, brothers, sister, dad, all those people. If I don't take care of myself, then I can't do all those things either. So.
Absolutely. Well, General Lori Robinson, thank you very much for joining me today and sharing the importance of self-care. And everybody, I hope you enjoyed a little bit more wisdom from women warriors.
Yay, yes. Thanks, Combo.
Thank you.